BWF Solicitors, we take pride in our clients' service. As a niche law practice, we are conscious of the demands of our clients. We always offer a friendly, listening ear and sympathetic attitude. We've worked with thousands of people all across the UK in all areas of personal legal services. We have received great feedback and reviews from our clients. We are located at Seven Sisters in Tottenham on the 4th floor of the Anna House, right on top of the Victoria Line train station for your utmost convenience. We have a friendly office and provide all of the refreshments necessary while you wait to see a lawyer. We are dedicated to our clients and have a successful record of serving our clients. Solicitors of England and Wales are of high quality and are bound by the highest professional standards. We are officers of the court and are bound by standards of integrity, competence and conduct as part of our responsibility to uphold rule of law. Our solicitors and lawyers care about your case and are committed to providing the best possible service to you in the most considerate and careful manner. We hold 2 Law Society quality marks. Law Society accreditation helps to demonstrate that we have attained the requisite standard in the area of law and have the requisite expertise. BWF Solicitors, we're here to help you with your legal services when you need us.
Victon Estates provides professional and reliable service to landlords, investors and tenants. Our mission is to ethically and honestly serve our clients. We won't make promises we cannot keep, rather. We present a clear picture of the reality we can offer. We are here to help you with long and short-term let, property management, cash buyers for quick sales, stock repossession and mortgage arrears. For all your property needs, look no further. Visit us at www.victonestates.co.uk or call us on 07448619711. Victon Estates, your property is our pride.
Hello. You're welcome to Heritage TV, hanging out with Vicky. And today, as usual, Saturday, 12 noon, we come your way with a legal hour with BWF Solicitors. I hope you had a wonderful week. I would like to extend my gratitude to BWF Solicitors for always making, sure they come your way every Saturday to educate you on legal matters. I also want to acknowledge our sponsors, BWF Solicitors, Victon Estates, your #1 property company. If you want to sell your property, you want to buy a property, you want your property to be managed, you're looking for property to rent, you want to get a mortgage, are you in mortgage arrears? Look no further. Contact Victon Estates on 0744 8619 711. And our third sponsor is Eagle Heights International School, your #1 mathematics extra tuition center, where children from year 7 and upwards have their extra tuition, equip them for a brighter future, getting good grades in their maths examination. You can contact them on their website www.eagleheightsinternationalschool.co.uk. Right, today's topic is applying for British citizenship for children after obtaining settlement. And with me, as usual, is Mrs. Eunice Champon. She's a partner at BWF Solicitors and also a solicitor at BWF Solicitors. And she will be taking us through this topic and also taking your questions and delving into it as well. So I will entreat you to send in all your questions to all our social media handles, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and we'll be able to pick it up and ask our learned solicitor Lawyer Eunice to answer those questions. Please, if you've tuned in to us, share, and let other people also join in the discussion. So, Lawyer Eunice, you're welcome to the Legal Hour Parity TV.
Thank you so much, Vicky. Hope you are doing well.
I see you are still in the Valentine mood.
I'm not even sure whether it's orange or red. It's like a mixture of the two.
Oh, thank you so much for making time as usual to, come on Everything TV to educate us on immigration issue. We very much appreciate it. Today's topic, British citizenship for after settlement. This topic.
Okay, so in terms of let's say settlement, or let's say those that are children that are now going to gain or obtain British citizenship, usually once a parent has received their certificate as a British national, or they've made the application for naturalization and they've received that certificate as a British citizen, they then become a British citizen by way of that certification. And most parents who then have that certificate then go on to look at how they can also obtain the same for their children. And in most cases, if they've had children between the time they were regularizing their stay up to the time that they obtained their citizenship, they will be thinking, okay, maybe my child has not gotten to that stage where they can apply for British citizenship on their own, because obviously the British Nationality Act allows for a child to also apply for citizenship on their own. But if they haven't gotten to the age of 10 and they are not able to apply, then of course the parent who has now received indefinite leave or has now received British citizenship can then go on and apply for the child to obviously be naturalized, or should I put it in the right term, to be registered as a British citizen. So in most cases, if the child hasn't reached that age of 10, then it will be through that parent who is now settled or has gained indefinite leave to remain or has now naturalized as a British citizen, who will be making the application basically on the child's behalf. And in most cases, if the child was born after the parent was settled or after the parent had received indefinite leave to remain, then that child will be automatically British. But if it was before that parents received their settlement, then most of the time we would say that the child has to now register to have British citizenship. So, yes, it's one of the ways that a child can be registered to be British as soon as the parent receives settlement. Yeah.
Let me say settlement. Is it for both indefinite leave to remain and leave to remain? Yeah. Are they both termed as settlement?
When we say somebody is settled, in immigration terms, I know that there's settlement as in a place where a person stays. But when we say settlement in terms of immigration purposes, it means that where a person has now come to receive an immigration status where there are no restrictions whatsoever. So when we say a person has settlement, we're saying that the person has indefinite leave to remain where they have no immigration restrictions whatsoever, or that maybe previously where we would say somebody has permanent residence under the EA regulations, that person has a settled status, and so there are no restrictions to that person's stay or status within the UK. So either that the person has indefinite leave to remain or has permanent residence under our previous EU regulations. And so those people will be termed as people who are settled. So there are no restrictions whatsoever, and they have become like somebody who is British, unlike the fact that they don't have the same benefits as a British citizen, but then they are able to remain here indefinitely for a long period of time. And so that's what we mean by somebody who is settled, somebody who has indefinite leave to remain or permanent residence under our EA regulations 2016. So that's what is meant by somebody who is settled in the UK.
I've got Anna who is saying, "Hi Anna, I obtained indefinite leave to remain sometime in. I often travel back home for about a month or two every year. One thing led to the other, and I have a daughter who was born last year. How do I apply for British citizenship for her?"
Okay, so in this case, this parent has already obtained indefinite leave to remain. So that means that any child that is born to this parent will have that automatic right to British citizenship. When you look at our British Nationality Act, especially when you look at Section 1, it says that any minor who is born to a parent who has either British citizenship or settled status in the UK. But in this case, because the child was born outside of the UK, it will be a child that obviously will have to obtain it through their parents. And in this case, if you look at our Section 2(1) of the British Nationality Act, any child born outside of the UK who has a parent who is either settled or British could then register to be British under Section 2(1) of our British Nationality Act. And so, because there's a difference between somebody who was born in the UK and somebody who was born outside of the UK, the person who is usually born outside of the UK will have to obtain it through that parent who has now gained settlement here in the UK. And so we call it citizenship by descent. So they have gotten it through this parent who has now, should I say, gained their settlement, and is probably, I don't know whether they've naturalized or they are now going to naturalize. Regardless, because the child was born outside of the UK, their child will be able to apply for that registration as a British citizen. And then once they've received their certification, they will then be able to apply for a British passport as a British citizen who was born outside of the UK.
We are having discussion, you know, we are having a discussion that okay, the topic for today. I just returned on a little, please pardon me, because I was just checking the questions on Facebook. The topic is applying for British citizenship for children after obtaining settlement. And with me is lawyer Eunice Achampong, who is giving us, what she's educating us on what this means and what the requirements are, and which situations you can apply for British citizenship for your child. And as she said, usually for the children, when they attain the age 10 years, they can apply for British citizenship. But if they are below the age of 10 years and you've just got your settlement, you can apply for British citizenship for your child. Am I right, Lawyer Eunice?
Yes, you're learning very quickly.
So please your question, and Lawyer Eunice will be very happy to answer all. We are live on social media and kids it's watching us live as well. So yeah, you're welcome. Thank you so much for being a very great fan of the show. Lawyer Eunice, another question is just popped in. Adiza saying that I was previously married and I was able to obtain indefinite leave to remain as a result of my marriage. I now have a son with a different partner. I will be applying for divorce soon. Can I go ahead and apply for British citizenship for my son?
This is one of those questions that obviously most people who are people who have naturalized or are about to naturalize may find themselves, because you come, you obtain your settlement, or you've been granted indefinite leave to remain because when you came you were a spouse of a British citizen or a settled person, and now you've also gained your settlement. And one thing leads to another. Obviously, things don't work out between the two of you. You've met somebody else, and now you are in a relationship with somebody else, and you're starting a family with somebody else. And so now the question is, when I have this child, would this child then be able to basically gain their citizenship through me, or is this a question of, does the person that I'm married to now pass on their citizenship to this child that I have? And if you look at our British Nationality Act, and this was something that was changed in 2018, where they said, now we've realized that there's a lot of, should I say, stigmatization in terms of children who are born and they don't have fathers maybe on their birth certificates, or for one reason or the other, they are not able to gain the benefits of being British. And so we have looked closely at this, and we don't want children to be stigmatized in that way. So we want there to be a law that enforces that if the child's mother or father was married at the time of the child's birth, then the child's father is the person to whom the mother was married to. And so this is as a result of a lot of, should I say, assessment and a lot of studies being done. And so they thought the best thing to do is to just make sure that these children have some sort of resolution in terms of who their father is. And so when you look at Section 59A of our British Nationality Act, the person who is the child's father is the person who the mother is married to. And so this person who's just brought up this question has said that she's now going to get divorced. And if the child was born before she went on to have the divorce finalized, then in that case, regardless of whether she has done the birth cert or not, in terms of making the child or obtaining British citizenship for this child, that child's father in this act is the person who she was married to. So if the person she was married to is not the child's father, automatically by way of trying to apply for British citizenship for this child, the passport office, or let's say in this case, because she's now going to make the application, they would term it as the child's father is the person she was married to at the time that the child was born, because she hasn't had the divorce done, she hasn't completed, obviously, the divorce process, and so that child's father is the person who she was married to at the time of that child's birth. But if for one reason or the other she was able to, let's say, complete the divorce process and she has the decree absolute, and it was now that the child was going to be born, and so she obviously completed the whole process, and now that the child is born, she's thinking, I have my indefinite leave to remain, can I then go ahead and apply for this child? If it was the case that the divorce process was completed and she had now given birth to the child, then we would have said that the child will obviously derive his citizenship from the mother, because if you look at our section 1 of the British Nationality Act, if the child was born and the parent had already obtained settlement, then that child would be British automatically. In this case, because the mother had not divorced and she was still married to this other partner, that partner will be the child's father for the purposes of this act. And so it's very important that when you are making these life decisions, or you're going ahead to do all these things, and you actually have to seek legal advice regarding things about citizenship or even your own personal leave to remain, that you seek the right advice, because sometimes at the end of the day the child will be asking, okay, so who is my father? And then you are asking yourself, oh my goodness, do I have to really tell this child what happened? But it's fine. I mean, if you have the child's actual father as the person who is now in a relationship with you, of course, when you're making the birth certificate, you will put on the birth certificate, this child's father is Mr. A, and Mr. A will be on that birth certificate as the child's father. But for the purposes of naturalization, or for the purposes of registering this child as British, that child's father is the person that the mother was married to at the time that the child was born. And so it's important that we also realize that this is something that the British government have put in place just so that it doesn't become a disadvantage to other children who may not, for one reason or the other, have that parent who is a male figure in their lives. Yeah.
If even the child has a biological father and who has been absent, cannot be on the birth certificate, but at that time, the male figure who was married to the child's mother will be on the birth certificate. Am I right?
So usually when you're registering a child, they would say to you, are you coming with the child's father? So most registries or councils will say to you, okay, if you're coming, come along with some ID or come along with the child's father, and then they will register both parents on the birth certificate. They are not necessarily thinking Nationality Act. They are just thinking you're coming to register your child's name, and we need the father and the mother to be present to write their names on the birth cert. So if it's the mother just going to register the child's birth, then obviously they'll put just the mother's details on the birth certificate, isn't it? So with that, of course, if the mother and father, the biological parents of the child, go to the registry to register the child's birth, those parents' details will be put on the birth cert. But I'm saying that for nationality purposes, they would ignore the name as on the birth cert. So, for instance, if we've said that Mr. A is on the birth certificate as the child's father, and Mr. A knows that he is the biological father of this child, if the mother is going to register this child, they are not going to consider Mr. A as the child's father. They are looking at the fact that this child was born at the time where the mother was still married. And so if the child was born at a time when the mother was still married, then the child's father is that man who Mrs. A was married to. Do you understand? Okay.
Okay.
It's it's quite interesting this.
I wasn't sure because I don't want a situation
Yeah.
whereby then after everything, child gets his or her British citizenship, then biological father comes in the picture. What's going on here? I'm the dad. I'm going a DNA, those kind of things. That was why I was,
Yeah,
delving
so
into
for
it.
instance, if the child's father is somebody who is going to be relying on this child as a parent because they're thinking, I'm going to say that I am looking after this child, I am playing a role in this child's life. Of course, I mean, it's on the birth certificate that he is the child's father, but in terms of citizenship, he is not the child's father. And so it will be the fact that obviously he will have to show that he has that parental responsibility with that child to be able to rely on that child for any sort of, let's say, leave to remain or any immigration status they would seek to make in the future. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I've got another question. Um, this person is to I have a son and daughter born July 5th, 2006, and 10th April 2010. I was never married to their mother. However, I have now obtained indefinite leave to remain and would like to register them as British. Ryan, is what do you say to this person?
Here or outside of the UK, but if we look at both sides, we can look at it this way. So the children were born to him here in the UK, and he is now thinking, okay, I really would like to have these children obtain their British citizenship. What do I do? Of course, he can apply for them to be registered as British under our Section 1(3) of the British Nationality Act. So now that he's obtained his British citizenship and he's thinking about registering them, he can do that and make the online application for them. The births of the children. So he says that one was born in 2006 and the other one,
2010.
okay, so the other one was born in 2010. So in terms of paternity, so we have our paternity regulations, but more specifically, we have the regulations in terms of unmarried parents. So if both parents were not married and um, the child was born to, let's say, either the man or the woman, in this case, the man who has now obtained British citizenship, we had the regulation come in force from the 6th of July 2006, where it says that obviously those children who were born after the regulation came into force or the guidance came into force would then be able to automatically register, or the parents will be identified. In this case, the father will be identified as a parent who would then be able to pass on their, should I say, citizenship or their status onto their child when they were born. In this case, because the first one was born sometime on the 5th of July 2006, they will have to go through a form that says that they are now British. So this form is called the UKF form, and it basically has to identify this child's parent as a parent who has obtained either settlement or British citizenship before the child's birth. In this case, he's now obtained it. And so, if he's now obtained it, then the child obviously will have to register as a British citizenship as a British citizen before they are able to then apply for their passport. And with the child who was obviously born in 2010, there's no should I say, there's no issues in regards to whether the parents were married or unmarried at the time that the child was born. And so in this case, that child would also register, and then they will be able to obtain their British passport. So the registration is such that because the parent was not settled before the child's birth, they would then have to register to be able to obtain their certificate as British citizens before they are able to then apply for their British passport. So in this case, once the first child has applied for the UKF and then they are granted their registration, the second child will also have to apply for registration using the form MN1, and then they will be able to apply for British passport based on the fact that they are now British citizens. So it's not even the passport that makes them British, it's the certificate that they've obtained that makes them British.
This is Heritage TV hanging out with Vicky and with me, DWF Solicitors, and we are discussing British citizenship for children after settlement. I'd like us to take a little break and we'll be right back. Please stay there. Don't go anywhere. Wow. Okay. Little hitch. Let's carry on. When my producers ready, we will just break. Eunice, I've got a question. I was granted indefinite leave to remain last year. I have three children. Last child is already. I would like to naturalization. Apply for it as well.
Okay, so in this case, this parent is applying for naturalization because they're thinking it's time that I make sure that I am also British because maybe her time is up, whether based on the fact that she's lived here continuously for a 5 year period, and for the last 12 months she's been able to have indefinite leave to remain, or the fact that she's married to somebody who is also a British citizen and she's now applying for naturalization. Either way, because she's now naturalizing, she can make the application for the children as well. So it's separate applications, but she will be applying based on Section 1.3 to say that she is currently settled in the UK. Her children are still minors, and because her children are still minors, she would also like to register them as British. And so, in this case, because the children are still minors, she'll be filling in the form MN1 for the children to then be able to obtain their certificates. So, the application will be made separately online, but the information on there will be consistent with whatever information she'll be given to the Home Office regarding her application. So once she's been able to complete her naturalization application online, she will go on and complete the application MN1 for each child, and then obviously put her details in there, including her reference number, so that they are able to link all three applications together. So it's a good thing that once you've submitted the online application, every application has its unique application number. And so you can obviously put the application number onto the next person's application, which they would usually ask, do you have any home office reference numbers, or have you previously made an application? Yes, of course, the children have not made any application for registration, but if there are any home office reference numbers, you can definitely put those numbers for especially the mother's application on there, including the details. And then once obviously the application has been submitted with the documentation, you can always send them or upload them. Or in this case, because most of the appointments and scans are done together, you can make the appointment for the biometrics to be taken and then for the documents to be scanned as well when you are going for the biometric appointment. So you can link all those three applications together such that they can look at the evidence and then see that this mother is linked to these other two. So, of course, the last child is already British, but then now they're looking in terms of these other two. If it was the case that she was married to somebody who is already settled or British, then the children obviously would not have to apply for registration. They would then have to just apply for British passport. But because she says the last one has British citizenship and these other two don't, so I'm assuming that the person that she's married to is not British or is not settled. Otherwise, they would have applied for British citizenship for all the three children. So in this case, she can make the application for herself and then for the three children, and then have the reference number put on each of the applications so that they link those three applications together. So yes, of course, this mother can go ahead and have the application done for the children as well, because in this case, she's now settled and she wants them to also have their British citizenship.
Do you have to submit a lot of documents for this?
Okay. In terms of the registration for children, not really. As long as you can show that the mother or the father has British citizenship or settlement. So in this case, you're going to have the birth certificate. You're going to also have the parents' identification, which is their passport. And then if they have a biometric card, which identifies the fact that they have settlement, you'll be sending a copy of the biometric card as well. And then, of course, if there's any proof of address to show where the child and the parent live, so it could be a letter from the school, it could be a letter from the GP, any sort of proof of address to show where the parents live will also be good as well. And then usually at the end of the form, they always ask for the parents' consent. So one thing that I've always said is that if both parents can sign, better. But if there's one parent and the other parent is not in the picture, it is always best to give a reasonable reason why that other parent cannot sign. Otherwise, they will keep coming back and forth with you. And so it's either that you explain whether the other parent is in the country or not, or if you don't know the whereabouts, just state it clearly that you don't know the whereabouts of this other parent so that they don't keep coming back and forth to you that the other parent needs to sign. So if both parents can sign, great. If both parents can't sign, then explain why the other parent is unable to sign. If they're out of the country, of course, that's what you'll be stating there. Or if you don't know the whereabouts, that's what you'll be stating there. And then they will go ahead and then issue. And also in terms of referees, they will always ask for referees. So if you have somebody who has indefinite leave or who has British citizenship, who has known you for a period of 3 years or more, then of course, usually they're looking for somebody who is not a family or a relative. So somebody who is a professional but at least knows you or knows you and the child. And in that case, that person too can act as a referee. And usually in that case, they're looking for two people to act as referees so that they are able to verify the fact that they know you or they know you and the child, and give their details on to the home office as well. So these are the main, should I say, documents or things that they would need once you have submitted the application. Not many documents at all, very few.
And so by working the British citizen, what is the criteria?
Sorry, can you come again?
Yes. Should the workers be British citizens?
Not necessarily. So they can either have indefinite or British citizenship. Yeah.
I just wanted
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so from applying for the naturalization, then when the child gets the certificate, then straight away apply for the passport. Is that how the process works?
So once the child has received their certificate, of course, they can straight away apply for their British passport. Unless you are saying maybe the child is not going to be traveling anytime soon, and so you don't want to apply for the passport. But most parents would, go ahead and apply for the passport. And I think for most children, it's about £49 something to make the application online. There are still applications that are done at the post office if people want to make those applications, but I think that one is a little bit more pricey. I think it's about £54 thereabout. But if you do it online, is better and it's cheaper as well. So I think, of course, if you then have the certificate, why don't you apply for the British passport as soon as possible? And because everything is done online, even having the passport size photograph has to be done online. So I always say to people, when you go to the pharmacy or the snappy snaps or the places where you are taking the passport size pictures, always let them send it to you via email, because at the end of the day, you will have to upload that photo on the online application. You can't do a physical photo on the paper. So it's always best that they send it via email so that you would also be able to upload it once you're completing the application.
It's for passport application.
With passport applications, as soon as you Google it, it will come up. And I didn't even catch the last bit of what you were saying.
I was just saying, is it any passport picture that qualifies to be used for the passport? For the passport. That's why I'm asking, because sometimes when you go in there, they'll ask you for a passport.
Oh no, of course not. Otherwise, anybody would just take a picture on their phone and just upload it. Of course not. I think there is a measurement. I can't remember what the exact measurement is, but it's very precise, and they have it precisely that way because of the way obviously the passports are produced. And so they have to have it by that specific measurement to be able to produce the passports to that specification. So you can't just take any normal picture on your phone and just say you are uploading it. This is not for identification purposes. This is for the use of the passport. And so they have a specification of how the size of the passport picture should be, in order that when they put it on their system to basically produce the passport for the applicant, it will be to the exact specification that they want. So you have to have it done professionally, and obviously have to upload it the way that they want it. If it's not even the right specification, it will be rejected. So I would always say you have to do it professionally. I mean, it's not that expensive. It's reasonably cheap, so it's okay to spoil a bit of money and get it done.
If anybody is watching, during the application process, my observation is that it looks so simple and straightforward. But yes, so if someone would like a solicitor like yourself to guide and take them through, or even do the application on their behalf, can you?
Of course. Yes. So this whole application process that I've just explained is just for those that may want to obviously do these applications for their children. And apart from the fact that people can instruct us to make the applications, we also do the check and send. So if you've been able to complete it and you just want us to have an overview of what you've done, to see that the things that you've completed on the form has been done correctly, of course we can also provide that check and send service to the applicant, or to the applicant and their parent, because it's important that you have that surety in your mind that you've done the right thing, and they'll not be coming back to say, oh, you didn't complete this question, and you didn't complete that, and you didn't complete this. It's always best to have that assurance in your mind that you've done everything properly and you are submitting it. So if you want us to also do a check and send service as well, please do not hesitate to contact us. So we are situated in Seven Sisters, which is not far at all from our Seven Sisters Underground Station. The address is 214 to 218 of the Tottenham High Road, and we are in Anna House. So we're on the fourth floor of Anna House, 214 to 218 of the Tottenham High Road, London, and our postcode is N15 4NP. So N15 4NP. We are usually opened from Monday to Friday, and we are keeping very close eye to the government guidelines, and we're making sure that we keep to the protocols that are in place in terms of the social distancing and the washing of the hands, the using of the hand sanitizer, the wearing of the face mask. We make sure that these things are still practiced, as the COVID is not completely gone, and we have to make sure that we are protecting each other and ourselves. So if you want to come to our offices, of course you can do so. We usually do it by appointment, and so you'd have to call our main office line, which is 0208 493 7340. So 0208 493 7340, and of course book an appointment through our main office line. But out of our office hours, you can contact me directly on 075 35 81 3910. So 075 35 81 3910. Thank you.
Yes, and also, I think I always mention this at the end of the program. BWS also run an immigration education program, 4 p.m. every Saturday, on their Facebook page and all social media handles. The guest is the founder of BWF Solicitors, Mr. Bernard Owusu. And I think today they are going to discuss how to make and win an appeal. So if anyone is planning on making an appeal or anyone has an appeal pending, tune in, go on BWF Solicitors, on Facebook and all social media handles, 4 p.m., and you get all the answers to your questions. So the topic again is how to make and win an appeal. I like the win and appeal part. So how to make live 4 p.m. today on Facebook, BWF Solicitors. On that note, Eunice, thank you so much for to, as usual, educate us again. Thank you so much. And I also like to thank all our viewers, those who are watching, those who sent questions. Yes, thank you. Continue to support us. If you want to sponsor this program, please feel free to contact for this program is a big impact, positive impact on a lot of communities. You'll be surprised if people in Europe do send messages getting from this holiday. You see how so please support the state 747 744 86197 less and you definitely see. I wish you all the best. I hope you have a lovely and see you again next Saturday. Bye-bye.
BWF Solicitors, we take pride in our clients' service. As a niche law practice, we are conscious of the demands of our clients. We always offer a friendly, listening ear and sympathetic attitude. We've worked with thousands of people all across the UK in all areas of personal legal services. We have received great feedback and reviews from our clients. We are located at Seven Sisters in Tottenham on the 4th floor of the Anna House, right on top of the Victoria Line train station for your utmost convenience. We have a friendly office and provide all of the refreshments necessary while you wait to see a lawyer. We are dedicated to our clients and have a successful record of serving our clients. Solicitors of England and Wales are of high quality and are bound by the highest professional standards. We are officers of the court and are bound by standards of integrity, competence and conduct as part of our responsibility to uphold rule of law. Our solicitors and lawyers care about your case and are committed to providing the best possible service to you in the most considerate and careful manner. We hold 2 Law Society quality marks. Law Society accreditation helps to demonstrate that we have attained the requisite standard in the area of law and have the requisite expertise. BWF Solicitors, we're here to help you with your legal services when you need us.
Victon Estates provides professional and reliable service to landlords, investors and tenants. Our mission is to ethically and honestly serve our clients. We won't make promises we cannot keep, rather. We present a clear picture of the reality we can offer. We are here to help you with long and short-term let, property management, cash buyers for quick sales, stop repossession, and mortgage arrears. For all your property needs, look no further. Visit us at www.victonestates.co.uk or call us on 07448619711. Victon Estates, your property is our pride. Victon Estates provides professional and reliable service to landlords, investors and tenants. Our mission is to ethically and honestly serve our clients. We won't make promises we cannot keep, rather. We present a clear picture of the reality we can offer. We are here to help you with long and short-term let, property management, cash buyers for quick sales, stop repossession, and mortgage arrears. For all your property needs, look no further. Visit us at www.victonestates.co.uk or call us on 07448619711. Victon Estates, your property is our pride.